This is Karsa, KKWX. Karsa's my name, KKWX is my empire. Here today with the NRT crew for Waystone Mysteries. We're going to be playing a little bit of Waystone Mysteries, finishing off the mystery that they are doing today. Let's get to it.
Well, when we last left off, two people were doing the celebratory sex.
That's a good way to start it.
Yes, we have 2 level ups to deal with, which were gained through post-nut clarity.
Yes.
Exactly.
That
Or
is
to be
true.
fair, one is through post-nut clarity, the other one is through post-angelic insert something here clarity.
Oh, well, either way, it's definitely a level up.
Now, for those who don't know or haven't been paying attention, because we have mentioned it before, leveling up in Monster of the Week isn't as simple as it is in other tabletops. You've got to fail to level up.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, it's exactly as easy as other tabletops. Once you've got experience, you level up.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's
You
the
just-
gaining
fair enough.
experience that's different.
So, what did L get for his new thing? What did you get?
Well, as much as I don't really care for the song, I do think Queen put it best. I am immortal.
All right.
You
And
have
that-
inside you the blood of
Shows what
kings.
you know. Princes of the Universe rocks.
No, I hate that song.
Is there anything?
Dude, we've had this discussion before.
Is there anything that you get from being immortal?
Yeah, I am literally immortal. I am immune to diseases, and any incoming harm I have is reduced by 1. Note that this is not armor, it is just a straight up reduction.
Wow.
Nice. And how about you, Cain? What did you do for your level up?
You got
To put it as simple as possible, I am now too angry to die.
Too angry to die, so you're
To
off.
be fair, you were already too angry to
Too
die.
angry to
Now
die.
you're just
Okay.
even angrier.
yeah. I'm just even angrier now. I have issues!
So, what did you do?
Grabbed an ability called Furnace,
Furnace.
which allows me to basically either gain +1 harm to whenever I inflict harm, or take a +1 to kick some ass or protect someone.
Nice. Very nice.
Meaning I can do that per turn.
Wow. Okay.
Finish out the mechanic, there's more to it than that.
But however, it's only when I get 10 ticks, but only I can get one tick per harm every time someone openly defies you, and every time a friend is hurt.
Okay.
And the fire is cleared between each mystery.
Okay, so that'll be something that you'll be clearing at the end of today.
I
Yes.
haven't even started it yet
I mean,
Alright.
it's starting at 0. He goes from 0
Yes,
to 0.
because
Yeah.
I don't have the ability to start me off with 2 per mystery.
Alrighty.
Alright, I go and I hit him for 2 damage.
Oh
And then
fuck
he
yeah, let's
loses
do
the-
it.
Yeah, but then you just lose the fire. They-
Okay.
Fire the disco! Fire the disco!
Vinny, what were you doing after the event, the fight that you had?
Okay, how about roughly how much downtime do we got?
At least a week.
Okay. During that time, I'm actually going to be going back to my office, trying to catch all the mail I've missed, check in with a few, sort of like do some niceties with some of my old contacts.
Mhm.
just to kind of keep up relations and stuff, and just hearing about any future jobs and little things like that. Also looking to see far as the newspapers or any other type of print media. As far as a lot of the stuff that we've been doing, has been like really freaking wild. So it's a case of to find out, okay, are we getting any of it getting mentioned in the papers, even remotely so, or is it being covered up?
Oh, it's being mentioned in the papers. There's one of the papers you're looking through, you come across banker attempts to throw himself off a building downtown. More on page 6. When you switch over to page 6, there is a wall of text explaining every single person's reaction to a certain incredibly well-dressed person breaking the laws of physics as they jumped off the ground and saved a guy from falling to his death. And then everyone piled into a Mercedes and made their casual escape.
Okay.
Mainly due to the fact we don't have somebody who is stopping that from going viral on the newspapers.
I mean, we have a reporter. He just happens to hate Francis.
Definitely.
And I mean, to be fair, that is also the downside of the action that was performed to save that guy, is that it couldn't really be hidden. There were far too many witnesses.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I mean, that paper's probably going to get laughed out of existence for putting that up anyway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. If you'd done that with 50 people standing around with cameras ready to take 100 action shots of this happening, that'd be bloody as hell for 1928. But there would be some kind of evidence that can't just be people don't know what they saw. Yeah, it may come up later, it may not. It's there. Of course, the main thing over the past few days has been essentially every single paper running stories on the massive fire at the old MIT location. Though there are not mentions of your team's actions. There's no mentions of anything to do with the ritual summoning site, or once the building was extinguished, or at least safely enterable. There's no mention of the probably 20 trucks that were taking stuff out of the building afterwards.
That part was hidden.
Yeah, there are some cover-ups to that. You do also see another mention that the police station that the team knows had one of the cards. Only part of the evidence room was slightly damaged due to it's being ruled as essentially someone stubbed out their cigarette in the wrong place. That's the cover story being given. And yeah, the items that were damaged in the small fire, it was extinguished quickly. There's a low-level patrolman who is being given a little commendation for how quickly he acted in saving his fellow officers from a potentially dangerous situation. More on page 12.
There was also a local fire that was at the dump site.
So a fucking junkyard just caught fire.
Mm-hmm. Now on that, Elle would know something about that more. Because Brandy would have talked to Elle that night about her father being in a fire and trying to put it out. So we'll talk about that more with Elle. But yeah, one of the dump site ended up having a fire as well.
yeah, the lists of recent activities do mention, there's other things. It kind of gets lost in there was a few robberies here and there, some wanted criminals being seen somewhere. There's also an ocean of missing cats and people that have, there's a few cases of people going missing. None of them look particularly weird and out there. They just look like standard cases of things happening. Generally, the events are somewhat lost in just the happenings, as it were.
Luckily there was enough chaos that not everything got reported on.
Yeah. Luckily, that is the case. So, anything else, Vinny?
No, ma'am. That's good. Thank you.
All right. Nathaniel, anything you're going to be doing for this next week?
Apart from repairing the back of your wagon.
That's very true. I'm cleaning it. Yeah, a lot of Nathaniel's time will actually be spent out filing a series of reports with boy headquarters, explaining the situation as best as possible, telling superiors to keep an eye out for this order group, as they call themselves apparently, and basically just trying to figure out what to do with those other cultists that we attacked.
Okay.
Well, Nathaniel turned to everyone else. Thoughts?
I mean, we promised.
Habeas corpus was reinstated. Theoretically, we can't just hold them forever without actually charging them something.
I mean, we did promise at least 2 of them freedom.
Okay. And for the rest?
I don't know. That's on you guys.
Well, I mean, you seem to be aware. So yeah, Francis, what was the group consensus before that you seem to know about?
I wouldn't say consensus, more majority rules.
Well, what
The
was-
majority be the big ass fucking angel that nobody knows, that nobody in character knows is an angel, promising some
shortest one
people
of the group.
freedom. Is she? He? It?
They
Yeah.
They?
You'll get it right someday. Just like I will.
No, we won't.
Someday.
Well,
No, we won't.
Alright, well, if
Whatever.
nobody else has any suggestions, I guess I'll just take them out to the Great Swamp and mime shooting in the back of the head.
Let's
Well,
not
the
do
thing
that.
is- Well, the thing is, they are currently within the custody of Waystone.
yeah, speaking out with her head. So, what was your big plan when you had to deal with, I don't know, people?
But that you're asking Hayden, yeah?
The dude who clearly had a plan in mind when he set up all of this.
Yeah. So you'll find him in his office going through paperwork and stuff, as you do. He's just he'll be sitting in his chair and lean back and say, well, obviously we have no plan to keep them here permanently. Personally, I would prefer to rehabilitate and release, depending on what they've done. We've had a few other people chat with them, and from what we can tell, 2 of them have definitely acted lethally for their cult group, apparently under Rachel's direct order. That means they have outright killed for their cult. So, what I'm considering is we have a contact at the local hospital. They have a disused wing. Used to be psychiatric. It's disused. They're no longer registered for it. I don't know all the details in the paperwork, but we can effectively use that for a short-term solution to ensure that they don't go and try something else. I'm hesitant to send them to the police because the police aren't going to believe what they've done. We don't actually have the outright evidence of what they've done that the police would believe. Anything we gave them wouldn't fly. Essentially, we put them in a insane asylum, basically, for the short term until we have a guaranteed long-term solution. As for the other two, and he kind of ruffles through a stack of papers. One of them was Mary. I don't have the other one's name offhand. The sisters. I would hazard it's possible we might be able to effectively undo whatever Rachel did to them mentally. Try and remove that influence. Because they seem like relatively, good enough people. Which I would hope you agree.
No. Good's relative, but not malicious.
I hope they can be, I suppose, retargeted to a decent path.
Yeah,
Rather than falling back in with cults and the like.
I don't think you'll have an issue with those two. The angry one, she's gonna need Thorazine a lot of it.
Oh, you mean, she had an argument with Cain that damn near cost us a room?
Yeah, that one.
And a table.
Yeah, she's, from what we gathered, she seemed to be very, proud of, according to her claim, being responsible for the musician. Apparently, she was there with the other one, I forget her name, Brenda, something like that. He ruffles through some papers and then kind of belatedly, it's not here. Apparently, they were involved with whatever exactly went down at the hotel. So those two, those are the deaths that they are claiming responsibility for directly. Which is why, yeah, they have to, we have to treat them as they are, murderers. The other two, as far as I'm aware, and from anything we've been able to gather in the research the past few days, haven't actively done much for the cult other than the something that your team dealt with.
Yeah, they were lied to.
The only issue is I can't handle it like I used to, so.
Are you here?
I mean, I just figured Hayden was in the room where we were discussing what to do with the two people that are technically in his custody.
Alright, I mean, I was assuming that you went looking for them. I mean, yeah, it could still be in the same room, that's fair. So, yeah, what were you saying there, Cain? Because I didn't quite pick that up.
Cain would, kind of look up from the table. Well, looks like I can't handle stuff the way I used to. Damn.
Which is destroy a room?
No. Far worse than that.
You
Yeah, Hayden
just
looked
put a
over.
sword
From
through a
what I've
witch.
from what I've been told, things got very heated.
Oh yeah, no, considering that if, let's put it like this, Elle doesn't exactly approve of how I finished, how I used to finish quests.
See on stating the word quest, there's a slight smirk from Hayden.
Francis will pinch the bridge of his nose. I assume it was make the biggest, bloodiest mess possible.
it was partially that, along with leave no loose ends.
Ah, so no witnesses means no witnesses. Got it.
Exactly.
Secret's easy to
There's
keep.
a
If
specific
a se-
tone when Hayden looks across the assembled group, whoever wishes to be there.
However, I'm
And
not
simply,
going.
simply states, extreme problems sometimes require extreme solutions.
yeah, nobody's refuting that.
Yeah, you
No.
can kind of tell from the tone that he uses when saying that he doesn't exactly approve, but unfortunately, it works.
However, now with Bonnie's case, if I would have ran into her beforehand, she wouldn't be an issue now.
Well, from my
That's what I'm saying.
understanding, in the wild, Bonnie would have gone for the throat. That's what the reports seem to indicate. That she would willingly to end you.
However, because not many people approve of that method, and I'd rather at least find out the information first before, offing someone.
Now, my issue with how you treat things is you never decided, or you didn't look into whether or not somebody who was as you say, a witness, was actually problematic or not.
So what you're saying is he would sometimes kill innocents as well.
Well, before I met him, I don't know what he did. And I'm going to assume, well, not assume, no, I'm not going to assume.
I mean, to be
Possibility
fair,
exists.
before you met me, I was pretty much either on the run, running from cops, constantly.
Yes, this is my point.
Actually walks in and
To be fair, I
responds.
didn't even start hunting till after you trained me.
I do hope we have new rules about this.
About what?
About how we're going to treat our prisoners, people that we
Oh, our
detainees.
Our detainees, yes. Yeah, Hayden will actually sort of tap the table for attention, and he's gonna then simply state, as a blanket rule, I am going to ask that when you are performing business for the group, that yes, we follow El's suggestion there, because we do not kill people at random. We do not kill people for seeing something that our rules say they shouldn't have.
I am working on a serum that could help facilitate them forgetting things, but it's not effective yet.
Rohypnol!
Working on it.
That's still a couple of years out, isn't it?
That's about the government.
Not in the boy laboratories.
She's working on it. She's working on it, my
I
guy.
said I'm working on it.
Yeah.
It's being handled by top men. What kind? Top
Ooh,
men.
top.
Exactly. Top
Well,
men.
yes.
They're
Well,
at
wait.
the top of the boy.
No, it's Rohypnol, therefore it has to be worked on by bottoms.
Yeah. Hey-o!
But at this
God damn it.
time, can we find a
Yeah.
way to deal with our people? Because we're gonna run out of space if
Well,
we keep
That
them
is
here.
why I make the suggestion. I'm going to be talking to a few people very soon about if we can effectively take over that wing of the old hospital as
Yes.
a temporary solution until we can find something permanent.
So your solution to our current temporary solution is to find
another
a
temporary
second temporary solution in want of a permanent solution.
It's a temporary solution which is longer than the current temporary solution, but may become a permanent solution.
They just hold them forever in a thing. I feel that the swamp is kinder at that point.
It may be, but that's subjective to the detainee. Society generally does not like the death penalty in most places.
Well, Nathaniel, think of it this way. His ideal solution, well, not ideal, nominal solution would be akin to prison.
Yes.
Which, if we were to do this legally, where they'd end up. Well, if we had the evidence to do it legally.
Yes, thus is the quandary.
I mean, at least one of them we can pin a headless body on.
Can we?
According to the information from several people, no, we can't, because she is currently in several boxes.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Yes, you're forgetting, Mr. Lake, that she killed him herself.
Right.
Unfortunately, those that we have are refusing to explain how, because they don't even understand it themselves.
Cain's gonna speak up when he says about the one being in multiple boxes. I read nothing on that.
All right, fine. We'll kick the problem down the road.
Well, do you have another idea, Mr. Nathaniel?
Yeah, I'll just
I
drop
already
a
gave it.
finger across their throat.
Yeah, their idea
Oh,
is
nothing
killing.
so gauche. It's a short ride out to the Great New York Swamp, and then bullets are cheap.
Short ride?
Actually, cheaper. Only got to pay once.
Now, are you including the sisters in that, Mr. Nathaniel?
No.
Yeah.
That's Hayden saying no.
Who is no, Mike? No. Well, okay. Voice is the voices asking me this, or is any person asking me this?
Ashley is asking this.
Okay. Who is Ashley again?
She is the
The
lead
head
researcher.
researcher.
Yeah, she's effectively the who I see.
She's the head of R&D.
Yep.
Well, all right. Well, I'll turn to the group. Should we include Ashley in that?
What do you mean include Ashley in that?
No, sorry, not Ashley. The sisters.
No.
Who?
Yeah, Hayden
Cain
is going
doesn't
to make
know
a point. Yeah, Hayden's going to make a point. No, the sisters are not being executed.
Okay, then there.
I come in at the weirdest part of your guys' conversations.
I'm glad you're here, Vinny.
Vinny, these people won't make up their minds about what we should do.
What we should do with,
The cultists.
right? We have a. Well, I mean, okay. The cultists themselves are just people who have fallen in with a really terrible crowd, correct?
No, 2 of them are actually murders.
Okay. And
And-
can't they? Sorry, go ahead.
And I am all for sending Bonnie and Lilith to an insane asylum, because if they get out of hand, you just drag them up to the point where they don't know who they are, and then they become less of a problem. Sisters, relocate them.
And I maintain that in the long term, a trip out to the Great Swamp and a bullet is kinder than the asylum.
Why couldn't we just also, let the authorities do what the authorities do?
Lack of evidence, they'll be set free.
Yes, unfortunately, there is no actual evidence of them committing these crimes other than we know they did and they've admitted it to us.
I see.
Well, actually,
Exactly
no,
the
hold on.
bare
I'm-
case.
may I have something? We do still have a series of unsolved arsons throughout the city. I have official pull as a class feature. Voice, or voices rather, depending on how many are listening at this current moment. Is it possible that we could plant enough evidence to just frame them for this, and then just chalk it up to, if they start talking about demons and cults and whatnot, people just assume they're loony?
To be honest with you, what you can do is you can get a hold of Mr. White
Well,
and let him know a little bit about what they might have done.
to be fair, doing that would be official pull times 2.
Yep.
You 100% could attempt to use your official pull to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That is definitely not outside the realms of you leveraging your government agent status.
Okay.
And Mr.
I would like to
White
do
is
that.
definitely looking for somebody to pin his daughter's death on somebody.
Okay, then I would like to do that.
So you just give them two
Okay,
scapegoats.
Where is? Yeah, exactly. Right, official. But actually,
No,
I don't believe
that's
yeah,
it. That's all it says.
yeah.
Nothing in this. You should know by now. Nothing in this system is actually defined.
It was actually I was more looking for if it said like you need to roll this and then you get a
Nope.
plus based on your official.
Nope.
roll. I mean to be fair, yeah. I mean, you should be able to just do this without actually needing a roll, then, wouldn't you?
No, he just needs to give a favor later on.
Sweet.
I mean,
I can frame people with no difficulty.
I
I'm totally not going to abuse this.
I want to jump in. If he's using official pull, then he's not going to Mr. White, because Mr. White is not part of his organization that he has official pull with.
True.
Yeah.
If
But
I'm
he
being
can
honest, I do not recall who Mr. White is.
One of the victims'
did not
fathers is
factor into
basically
the
a
plan.
real estate mogul. Well, I mean,
Oh yes, that Mr.
Yeah,
White, that Mr. White, yeah.
The guy that's super into all the business and everything.
Okay.
yeah, he keeps
In-
getting brought
in-
up, like, he has nothing to do with the boy.
Mm-hmm.
Fair, but consider as well, never factored into the plan.
I know, I'm helping you, because they were about... Karsa was just saying you would owe Mr. White a favor, but I'm like, but that... nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
No, in all honesty, I might owe the boy a favor.
Yeah.
As you may recall, with red tape, the red tape that I chose were dubious motives and bureaucracy. I like to think that because I spent my week of downtime handling all the paperwork, I've satisfied the bureaucratic part.
You did.
But dubious motives, I will leave to the voices that command us all.
Have you considered drinking less?
Have you figured out a way of spinning it to your boss?
Have you considered breathing less?
I hear that a lot.
Oh boy.
I am a teacher.
Let me say this again. Have you figured out a way to spin it to your boss?
Yeah, easily. They were one of those crazy new Wiccan anti-Christian cults or whatever, and basically started setting fires because they
Communism.
thought that it would bring about hedonism and basic terrorism.
They worked for the Red.
Yeah.
What do you?
Yeah, that's tell the truth.
What do you think, Hayden?
I mean, it's easier to present them as crazy because they'll definitely investigate any kind of communist connections with them, and they have none. So, but yeah, either way, just present them as opposing good old-fashioned American values.
Oh, I mean, to be fair, you could 100% sell this idea on effectively you're handing in a couple of, terrorists that you found, domestic terrorists. This is one of the things that the boy is combating.
Yep.
So yeah, Ed and I'll look over, and if the bureau, if you believe that the bureau could handle this. Personally, I would rather they are not taken out back and given both barrels, as it were. If
Both?
the Bureau, you know what I mean. The Bureau, if they can deal with
Made
this,
of money.
then you, by all means, you can attempt that. And obviously, we will hand them over to your Bureau if they can deal with this, preferably in a non-lethal manner.
Well, I turn my eyes once more to the voices that command us all. Voices, what do you say?
You could definitely go for it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go for it.
Yeah, so, essentially, you'll... I'm thinking about this in like time, but what would they do in the X-World in a situation like this? Yeah, it would be like you probably, off.
We
off
hire
screen,
a few witnesses
well,
to say what we hire a few witnesses to say what we want them to say.
Oh,
We
when
hire a
you
few
turn in your
experts to
paperwork-
agree with the evidence we provide, and then we quickly shush them through the courthouse.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so when you're filing your paperwork and everything, for the stuff, for the mountain of red tape you have to deal with,
That's true.
yeah, you'll chat with one of your liaisons, mention that you've got this problem, and yeah, the bureau will essentially make it go away. Although you will hear it through the grapevine that someone up the chain is definitely gonna be making a request for this. So someone's gonna want their back scratched for this.
Of course, I understand how the game is played.
So if you would
the shady
please.
guy dressed exactly like you when you meet him in an alleyway just kind of taps his nose and walks away.
So if you would please put on your.
Not supposed to meet our elders.
Oh no, this is just another dude at your level who's been given a message and said,
Oh no, I was okay. I was making a reference. So one of the things that we see in our brief glimpses of the future is so in the future, people are going to make games that are played cooperatively with groups out of a book. And these games will usually involve. I'm explaining all this to a voice in my head, which makes this doubly funny. The games will involve people assuming various roles and then playing out the consequences of the actions taken by those character roles.
Yes.
Would a table be involved in this?
Tables are often, though not always, involved. There will also come an invention called the personal computation device, which that's a whole other issue. But the important thing of all this is this: there will at one point come in one of these playing role games called Continuum, which is a game all about time travel, in which you often receive instructions from your future self. When interacting with versions of yourself from the past and future, you refer to older versions of yourself as your elders, and younger versions of yourself as your younger.
The other FBI
My
guy just
assumption is
stares
that
at
since
you,
I was
hands
my
you the
assumption is-
Vaseline and says, "Put it on your mouth."
Anyway, Nathaniel.
respect your elders, they
please.
know more than you.
Nathaniel, would you please put on your paper, on your sheet, that you have
What sheet?
character sheet. And
What?
somewhere on there, put on there that you owe about a boon. So we can remember it and come
Yeah,
back
the-
to it later.
I'm
Yeah,
okay.
voice-
Leaving
means
leaving aside Nathaniel's questions of what sheet the voices are talking about,
No.
Well,
there
here's
also
the thing.
raises the valid question of how do you add this to the sheet? Okay, bio and info. Fair enough.
That will work just fine. It's just so that we
Okay.
can find it in the future.
Would they send you off on your side quest when you get to split from the party and nearly die?
Yeah,
Dude, why you gotta create me on next week's sessions? Damn.
indeed.
Session.
Spoiler alert.
Plural? Hey, you're getting
we're
a
gonna
full
do
solo side
18
quest, Nathaniel.
We're gonna do 18 sessions back to back next Tuesday.
Says who?
The voices
y'all-
are clear.
No one.
The voices have spoken.
Pay attention to the man behind the curtain.
Anyway, the thing is that so you go and you speak to your boy agent
Contact.
Yeah, you go speak to
Contact.
your boy.
and
I like
you
the
tell him
idea
about
that, like,
this, and then you
I'm
have
still having fun with the joke, but all of the other boy agents are just over.
I'm sure they are. But
Always good to see another boy down here.
mhm.
I'm meeting with the-
We
I'm
finally
meeting
got
with
the
my-
young boys in here.
Yeah. Come on, boy, join me in this dark alley. and meanwhile, yeah, my compatriot is just like rolling his eyes, like, okay, it was funny the first 18 times, Nathaniel, but come on.
Yeah, he's
It
rolling
is
his eyes
bad.
so
5
much.
Very
Yes.
well, I will come on with you, fellow boy.
He just sighs.
And this is why you're assigned to be as far away from here as possible.
We need to send you to Alaska again.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
Nathaniel's like on the verge of like say 2 puns away from being permanently sent to Alaska.
In a box.
Like someone's keeping track and they have a large book. It's almost-
Hey, we found evidence. Hey, if they had simply let me look a little bit longer there, I was this close to finding trace of Great Race settlements.
Okay, so in actuality, you are given the opportunity to take those 2 and then hand them over to the boy.
Of course.
The other 2,
Delivering sisters to the boys.
no, not the sisters,
Not the sisters, okay.
the other 2. Lilith and Bonnie are the 2 that you send up to the boy.
Yeah, they get
Sending-
sent up the river.
You're sending Lusty and Angie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
The
Those things
whore and the
work.
firewall.
The funny thing is, I'm adding to my notes here on
I must have missed those dwarfs. Lusty and Angie the dwarfs.
I'm literally adding that as an AKA for Bonnie and Lilith.
I mean,
I must have rented the wrong movie.
I mean,
Mhm.
Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs is still like what, 7 years off? I think.
Dude, I keep telling you, and I'm going to keep telling you until this sticks, that these are the events which influenced those events.
Yeah. And then
Also, as we've established, I have access to future knowledge.
in about 50 years, there's gonna be a movie called The Seven Dwarfs and Snow White.
Yeah.
It's a porno, right?
No,
Yeah,
that one
and-
only featured 5.
No, that's why I waited till the 70s.
All right, we're back. Well, let's go back to 1928.
So yeah, those are dealt with. The off screen is basically at one point they'll arrange a date and Waystone will hand them over,
Mhm.
and then they are dealt with. In the meantime, they are basically kept like for a day and a half in the interrogation rooms.
And they're not liking it at all.
Yeah.
Who's not liking it?
Bonnie
The
and
two
Lilith.
that are being sent off to prison. in, like,
Oh, okay.
the in-game day.
Yeah, because they're not happy.
You
and
do
of-
realize, Nathaniel, you do realize the alternative was just murdering you.
Oh, they don't care. You get like 20-minute ramblings that are more swears than anything else. There are many personal attacks
Yes.
that bounce off your armored
Deep-
trench coat.
Deep cutting things, because they've known me long enough now to know what'll actually get to me.
Pretty much.
I mean, we've known you for a very long time, and I think only Elle would probably know what gets to you.
Dude, that was sarcasm.
yeah.
All right.
So yeah, that gets dealt with.
Because he literally never talked to either of them.
Now for the sisters. What are you doing with them?
I just relocate them somewhere. End of story.
Get them a safe house, etc., etc.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll
It
just-
comes down to like once the decision is made that that's the path we're going on for the other two, then Hayden will basically say, in regards to the sisters, we're going to move them to a safe location and basically do our best to decult them. And then essentially, as long we will keep an eye on them for a short time, and as long as nothing untoward goes, they are free to do as they please. As best we can tell, they have actually done nothing illegal as such.
Well, conspiracy. But that's all right.
Strictly speaking, conspiracy means we're all guilty.
So
No, as in they're guilty of conspiracy to commit murder,
yeah,
arson. That's not that the action of having a conspiracy is in of itself
Yeah.
illegal. It's not, believe it or not. Just like faking your death. Faking your death is not actually illegal. So long as you continue to pay taxes.
over the week, though, you do get the understanding that because there's constant talk to them to make sure that they that you're doing the right thing and making sure that they are semi-innocent, at least not to the point where they will go with the boy. You will find out they actually are reasonably innocent. I wouldn't say innocent, but
I mean,
they
complicity.
did not kill anybody.
I mean,
All they-
complicity makes them an accessory, but that's about the worst you could charge them with.
Innocence is a
That's
relative term.
Yeah, that's your exceptionally messed up legal system talking.
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so that situation is dealt with.
Okay. So we're at that point of, I think, Nathaniel, is there anything else you wanted to do that week?
I mean, I imagine between all of the paperwork I'm gonna have to do for all of this stuff, I can't imagine having much more time for anything else. I also didn't really get any experience because I succeeded every role I attempted over the last series of events with flying colors.
Sadly,
I have
yeah.
I have failed in my success.
Exactly.
Yes, you failed in your success.
future computational
I had-
devices decided to be nice to you. Which
Yeah,
was
I
actually
had to go
incredibly
back through the chat log to see how many failures I had, and turned out I was one fucking away.
To be fair, you successfully failed in leveling up.
Yes, I succeeded in failing at leveling up.
Yes, this is
So
the literal
task failed
definition.
successfully.
Yeah, this is the definition of that meme. So yeah, is what are Elle, Francis, and Cain up to during their downtime? Who would like to take the floor?
I mean, Francis is a fucking college professor, so he's got a college professor.
Wait, which
yeah,
college
can
professor are you
first.
fucking?
Exactly. You made the statement.
What?
I am
All
fucking,
of them.
I thought
I
you
am
were
Oh,
no
fucking
bitches
myself
lake.
because I am fucking myself because I've got no bitches.
Okay. I mean,
Wow.
self-cessed is a thing.
What?
Wow, wow.
Oh god. Okay, we will table this explanation for later.
So there's other things you're not supposed to do with your elders and youngers when time traveling.
Oh god.
It's
wanted to-
frowned upon, but
a
not
lampshade
technically against the rules.
A lampshade falls over and lands on Nathan's head.
A lampshade.
Muffling his future vision.
Yeah,
See,
see,
I was
5
hoping-
minutes.
He's been
I was
given the
actually
cone of shame.
I was actually hoping Francis was actually going to be going on with that idea of actually screwing around with someone, and because Cain would have got his revenge. Cain was going to go follow him around and cock block his.
Unfortunately, you have an
Francis-
exceptionally uneventful week.
I know he's boring.
No, because he's not being crazy at the moment.
That's almost ingenious in a way. Like you're trying to mess with somebody, like to ruin their life, but their life is just so boring that it's impossible to even like mess with. Really,
Cain.
there's
Cain
just
kinda
no
just,
way
like,
for it to go catastrophically wrong.
Cain mildly paying attention to Francis's life for a bit. It's like, goddamn. No wonder you got the nickname "No Bitches." Your life's boring as shit, man.
There's
Yeah,
just
what?
nothing more I can do here.
Yeah, why
There's
do you
literally nothing I can do.
think?
You
Why
want
do
to
you
pay
think?
me?
No. This is when you have to think of like, he must like misery. You know how I've ruined his life? I make him happier.
No, it's like, oh my god, dude, you are the most basic white person I've ever met.
Thank
Well,
you.
you know what the secret objective now is? You gotta get him hooked up with someone without him realizing it.
See, that's not hard.
That's how you actually ruin his life.
See, that's not hard.
Yeah, but now you've got to find somebody that would actually stick around Francis and his crazy
See,
ideas.
here's the thing. Kane's gonna go to the local newspaper, putting an ad in, and basically giving Francis' description, but also looking for a partner.
Most people would see his tinfoil hat and run the other direction.
Yeah,
Oh
this is a
no,
lot
there
easier.
is no mention of tinfoil hat.
This is a lot easier. Elle has a lot of money. I just go get a high-end hooker, pay 5 times your value. Say he's gonna say some weird shit, but it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Kane's gonna go half in.
Come to me after, I will totally make it worth your while. With the healing hands and soothing nature. Like, where was your mind going?
Kane going half in with the hooker. I'm like, nah, fuck this dude. He needs his shit rocked.
So to understand, your plan for revenge is to hire a hooker for him.
Yes, because he has no life.
You follow Francis to his room. You see all the books, as well as the court
Cain-
in the corner.
Cain, so okay, just so I can get this straight. Your plan for revenge against him, this lonely man, is to hire a hooker and pay her considerably more than she asked for originally.
Because here's the thing.
Hold on. That is in fact what you're doing, yes or no?
Yes.
Fuck you, Cain. Spit in your face.
No. See, you don't get it. In the long term, this will ruin him even further, because then he'll think that random women will come up to him to just want to sleep with him. But it happened once.
No, but
Because of somebody behind the
Nathaniel
scenes.
once came to try and ruin his life, if that's how
Oh,
Cain
I see.
feels about it.
Here's the thing. I plan to, but this is just the start. You gotta start
this is-
somewhere,
This is the
because
long
Francis has no life, so you gotta start somewhere with it.
So you have to build up a life for him to have, so that you can then destroy
Exactly.
it later. The ultimate long-term revenge plot. Gotcha.
You're
Yeah, we-
assuming that but you're also assuming that Francis even wants to have sex.
These are dangerous
Dude.
assumptions you're making.
Yeah, dude. I mean, the boy's working on Rohypnol.
No. We make this even easier. Somebody just uses magic on him. You're now horny.
Okay, he's got books.
Dude, you are not pitching the idea that at least any more than 0% of Francis's book collection, other than potentially anatomy books, might actually go into any kind of thing beyond there's a naked woman. And then he blushes and slams shut the cover of the Lost Argonian.
I believe the Kama Sutra is on a banned book list currently,
Probably.
because it's seen as like a cultish in nature. It might be something he owns.
I mean, if he doesn't, Elf definitely does.
If he does, there's like there's like notes glued over the images. Just oh my god, it's too much.
I mean, first publication 1883. Francis is old enough to have owned a first edition.
Dude, you work at MIT and have a gigantic book collection.
Yes.
It could be the only book you actually have that is of that nature.
The question is, are you doing anything of significance while being perpetually fucked with by Cain?
Teaching.
Okay, I mean this was covered by doing your job.
Yes.
You can do your job and other things. You're not working 24/7.
Well, he will eventually go back to the archives and go check on the remnants of the witch. See what's being done with that.
Okay, there's
Just
a bunch of
another-
boxes marked "Do not under any circumstances open."
Just
And
carry
then-
the other
And there
room.
are a couple of boxes which do show signs of being tampered with, but there's like vomit puddles that have been cleaned up. Like
Well,
there's
wait.
the outline of vomit puddles near a couple of them.
Hang on, to be clear, I made sure that they were like metal barrels because we're leaving her in acid.
It's being tended to by top men.
Yes,
no,
by top
if-
men.
Not in regards to Rachel, it's not.
I'll say if they vomited, they're clearly bottoms.
Mhm.
Ah, so they're taking the Rohypnol. Got it.
Oh, Ashley would definitely be making sure that they are separated, and because she doesn't
How
want to
much is plane ticket to where Magica is?
Google's put a dog shit.
Nope. I know what city he's in. I specifically didn't say it.
No, I mean it. When you type in Magica, it immediately just pops up with all his information.
Anyway,
Current GPS location.
Let's get back to this story. There we
Hey,
go.
right.
$34. Holy shit.
Yeah, you really think people want to be here? I live next to a major freaking airport.
Well, I mean that's
Hey,
even
just-
easier.
Well, I say next. There's a giant lake in the way, but still.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So, yeah, during the downtime, is there anything other than, expensively fucking with Shiv that you're doing, Cain?
Just hang out with Kara, because it's just Cain just getting irritated halfway through. It's like, God damn it, do something interesting.
he
This
doesn't.
boring ass day. I'm like,
One day you're in Francis's room. He just takes out his pistol and unloads into a target on the wall. Is that insane enough for
You
you?
immediately hear a knock at the door, and when you open the door, it's your landlord looking incredibly pissed off. What
Yep.
the fuck are you doing?
So this
What
is like
I
that
do-
scene from Sherlock Game of Shadows. That gunshot.
Yeah, that's where I was going with.
it's like Cain just like talking to Kara. Like, I swear to God, I want to fuck with him, but his life is so boring.
Yeah, and you know what's hilarious? When this happens, you're not there.
So one time that is actually
One interesting
decent.
thing that goes on
Yeah, I know.
is when you are off, trying to get your leg over again.
So when
No,
Francis,
it's
so when you're
Cain just like de-stressing because he's so frustrated with Francis because like his life is so fucking boring.
Fucking boring as he's fucking Kara.
No, he's just beating his head against the wall temporarily. He's so fucking boring. God damn it!
She comes over and hits you over the head with something that kind of looks like it might be alive and fuzzy.
The fuck?
Like whacks you over the head with it, like stop head butting my wall.
He just painted it.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a hat, but you get the feeling that if you put this on, it might try and eat your head. It's just something weird about it.
Kara, where the fuck did you get that? What the fuck is it?
Stop asking questions. And
You know what?
also,
Fair.
she whacks you on the shoulder with it. It's really soft, and it's clearly been chosen for not doing any kind of issue to you. Just stop head butting things.
Yeah,
She
fair
whacks,
enough.
she whacks you on the
perfect-
ass and states,
the
"You're not
perfect
breaking
motto
my
for an
house."
institution of learning. Stop asking fucking questions.
Oh, she doesn't work for MIT.
No, she doesn't. She
Yeah,
actually is in
She's
Boston.
a supplier for Waystone. She's completely unrelated to MIT, other than through association with the secret organization.
So, after you
Well-
finally stop hitting the wall and Kara finally stops hitting you with her fuzzy toy,
I don't think it's a toy.
No, I mean I'm describing it as a hat because it kind of looks like that. Like Yushanko, for instance. It almost looks like you take one of those and like turn it inside out.
Okay then.
You know how like the inside is all kind of like fuzzy.
Why does it have teeth?
Okay, now it happens to have teeth as well. I never said anything about teeth, but you know, there's
You
nice
said it
things-
looks like it might eat you.
Eat your head.
I mean, I don't
Which
know
there-
why you're not getting the idea of like what was it called? The quibble. I want to say
Tribble?
Tribble.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little fuzzy creature thing that looks like a hat. Because I'm pretty sure when it was in the Star Trek movie, they literally used a hat
No, it's a
for
wig.
that prop.
It's
Alright,
a
then
wig.
it's a wig.
Tribbles
Point
are
is-
wigs, yeah.
All right. Yeah. So point is, yeah, she basically beats you with one of what Cormac disliked.
I gotta see now.
Yeah, so do I. What did you...
But it is like, you know, an actual.
Yeah, fair.
It's a hat. It just happens to be very fuzzy, and she's beating you to within an inch of your life, figuratively.
Well, at least you're not getting the
Stop
cast
trying
iron.
to
It's fine.
Yeah, she's trying to. She just wants you to stop demolishing her house with your head.
Meanwhile, Nathaniel's witnessing all of this and is like, and they say I'm the crazy one. At least the voices don't implore me to attack myself.
Well, you
Cain
wouldn't
having a
because-
mild
because
headache
it's
for the rest of the
off
day.
At Karsa's place.
Cain just having a mild headache for the rest of the day.
Not only that, you end up with a bruise because you hit it so hard.
I don't know, because I do that on a regular basis. Sometimes when I'm bored in real life, and I don't end up with bruising.
Okay.
Blink, blink.
Yeah.
I might take that out.
blink.
Anyway.
You're gonna edit out
Hey,
the.
I'm ADHD.
Yeah,
bored
but
and doing stuff.
ADHD does. I have ADHD as well. That doesn't mean I'm
Your
born to self-harm.
ADHD, DVD.
Okay.
Only until Red Ray comes out.
So the flake is flaky and doesn't do anything. He's boring as heck. And Cain,
Yeah, but he hasn't edit.
and
Like, his only
Cain-
interesting part of his life is the fact he's part of Waystone Mysteries. That is the only thing interesting in his life.
No,
I-
he's you hear some of the crazy things he says to his students towards the end of his lectures.
I honestly, this is 100% legit. I honestly picture him that if he was a lecturer today, he would be. Have any of you guys seen that video of the lecturer who is like, I don't like using laser pointers, so he has a stick with a printed out. No, it's actually a foam hand on a stick that he uses to point at the projection.
Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah.
I have not seen this, but I
would
want one.
definitely have one of those.
Yeah, that's 100% what.
Okay.
Assuming no bitches ever gets his leg over, that's what his kid would do.
Assuming.
Foam finger would be
I don't
two generations from Francis.
care. Dude. How old is Francis?
Maximum 40.
What the
It
fuck?
could still be his kid.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay. Anything else, Cain?
Nah.
No? Alright, let's go to Elle. Elle, you actually have a little bit of a story that happens with you. When you get with Brandy, she tells you that... Did you see the fire last night?
Which one?
The one my dad was in.
Oh no, I was at a different one.
The junkyard caught on fire. And they blamed my dad for his moonshine. But he didn't make any moonshine last night.
Well, don't worry too much about that. The perpetrators of the fires have been handed over to the authorities. He'll be cleared.
Hope so. It was kind of weird that it just happened. Things happen weird around here these days. Anyway. Hope you're at least... You were at the other fires?
One of them.
Did anybody get hurt?
Yes. Fortunately, they didn't make it out.
Hmm.
But
Did
also, to be fair, they were starting it, so like, it wasn't terrible. We are, of course, referring to Catherine, who got utterly fucking mauled.
Squished.
She puts haste to shame.
Yep. That is how I described it.
Immolated and splatted.
No, she was not set on fire. She was squished.
But everything else is okay.
Yeah, none of the fires got out of control.
It's good. Yeah, I hope they don't blame it on my dad too long.
No, he'll be cleared.
This was weird. And she starts to play around with one of your belts, the one she loves to play with so much. So are we going to the speakeasy tonight, or are we going somewhere else?
I have one stop to make, but I'll have somebody drop you off there.
Okay. I need a little bit of a respite for the moment. And I'm sure you do too, if you have to do fires, that's fair.
Ah, not the worst thing I've ever dealt with in my life.
Mm.
I have to go pay somebody a visit.
Oh,
Yeah, it's okay. Nothing too major.
nothing will get you into trouble.
It shouldn't.
Well, will you be coming back to the speakeasy after, or?
Yes, it shouldn't take this. It shouldn't take that long.
Alright. In the meantime, as she's playing again with your belt, we have a little bit of time left, don't we?
Yeah, we could.
Hmm.
Then we'll fade out to black. The
Uh-huh.
camera will pan over into a black as it'll continue to pan over into a evening light as I believe his name was Grant, the guy who is Candy's ex.
Let me check back. I think you may be correct.
Isn't one of the jocks dead?
Yes, but that was her current boyfriend, not her ex.
Oh.
I mean, technically, she's his. He's now her ex 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I missed a piece. 11.
We really need to follow up on those jars. We've got so many people in separate pieces.
Dude, you could totally do that.
It was
You just
Gary.
gotta be like, I'm gonna do this.
Dude.
Gary was the one who,
Gary.
yeah.
Yes.
So that's...
Well, he's exiting a one of the MIT buildings.
Mhm.
Al comes out of the shadows next to it. Gary, we need to talk.
He immediately drops whatever he's holding, like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Because he was totally not paying attention when you step out of the shadows. So to him, you've just like teleported here. He's just kind of looking around like, what?
You need to have a extracurricular lesson on etiquette, manners, and courtesy.
The fuck are you on about?
I know the rumors, and I've talked to Candy. I've known about your abusive ways.
Yeah, as soon as you mention talking to Candy, he gets kind of wide-eyed, and there's a he has no idea how to respond to that.
So, I'm here to enlighten you on the ways to properly treat your partner. Simple. You don't hit them. You don't shout them down. You don't stifle them. You treat them as a person. Treat them as an equal who is supposed to uplift you as you uplift them. I'll make this clear. I didn't come here with the intention of ever causing you any harm. But if I continue to hear these rumors that you haven't changed your ways, I don't need to physically hurt you or ruin you.
He kind of he gulps, and there's a moment where he looks like he's inhaling to try and make some kind of claim, and then shockingly thinks better of it.
Now, you understand what I'm telling you?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Because if I have to talk to you again,
Full head nod.
if I have to talk to you again, I'll make sure your reputation is so ruined, you'll have to change countries to get a girlfriend. And I will light one of the cigarillos they take and step back into the shadows.
He kind of stays there, almost frozen in place. Okay. As you step back in the shadows of that soul, okay. And he will actually wait there for probably 3 minutes before just kind of oh, what the fuck? Collect up all the random shit that he dropped. What the fuck was that? And just kind of walks away. You would actually be aware that there has been a couple things floating around. People saying ever since he got that verbal smackdown, he has been slightly less of a dumbass meathead. That it genuinely comes across as that thing where he's never been told no in his life, and now people are starting to tell him no.
People realize there's no consequence for saying no to him, so...
Yeah.
And he's also realizing that his own actions have consequences. Consequences he never considered.
Yeah. Because he's basically in that position where a problem comes up. Hey Dad, go and throw some money at it. Can I borrow the lawyers? Kind of thing.
Yeah, it's Lex
You know, and
Luthor
Daddy's just,
accidentally icing a car with his golf balls. Hey, it happened again. Make it go away.
And now a problem has presented itself that cannot be bought off.
Mhm.
Yeah, because it's that simple thing that, it's at some point, some of the contacts that Elle has around the various nightclubs and other associations, some of them overlap with the father's circle. So some mention has gotten through that if this L with the description of the character, if this person is looking at you, you are fucking up and you don't want to. Seriously. And it's people that he would have okay fine, if you're telling me this, I don't even need to say anything, I will believe you. And he's gonna, chances are as soon as the kid goes home, he ends up telling his dad about this, and his dad immediately goes, well, you fucking do what they said. Because from the sounds of it, you may end up being a stain that gets removed. Stop fucking around, kind of thing.
Yeah, then I'll just head back to the speakeasy, and then the rest of the week is just their normal thing.
Brandy joins you in the we start doing, doing the dance, and then of course,
The other dance.
the other dance.
Doing the dance,
horizontal
doing the dance, and then doing the dance, and then doing the tango. Yeah, Francis will actually, as he's thinking about it one evening, go and check on the multiple pieces of bodies that we have. First, the swamp creature thingy. I'm assuming by now they've largely started to dry out in the beakers.
Yeah, I mean, you walk into one of the storerooms that's it's got a label up of just like like basically saying that not any what's the words I'm looking for, like restricted access basically.
Mhm.
And yeah, there's a table set out with some lab equipment, and next to it is like it kind of looks like the metal filing cabinets. Like if you take the drawers out, you're just left with the frames. There's
Yeah.
a couple of those sitting there that have these jars sitting in them, and yeah, everything. When they were initially put in, there was a little bit of fluid in there, but it clearly has dried out. And essentially, it looks like if you put in, like, say a piece of fruit, for instance, and then dried it out, and it's been sitting there for a month. They look really desiccated. You could probably sell them to an Egyptian museum show.
Give them some free mummy brown.
Imhotep.
Yeah, there's a little voice at the back of your mind that starts suggesting that you might want to research mummies and stuff and see if you can summon them again.
That seems like a dangerous idea. Yes, again.
Yeah, well, I mean, he clearly was not turned into a swamp monster by his own account.
No, but you said summon mummies again. And I'm like, well, why would you want to summon them again? Let's get on a plane. Go find some.
Because it's still the 1920s. Funnily enough, there still is an Egyptian craze going on at the time.
You
I
mean
believe.
1820s?
No, it's 1920s.
Yes, the 1920s.
Oh, my bad.
Wait, were you genuinely thinking that we were in the 1820s?
No.
Okay.
I just brain farted for a minute.
For that, okay, right.
Brain farted for a minute.
Okay, perfect.
Dude.
Yeah.
But no, Cain actually sees Francis actually doing something like, oh my god.
Yeah, you're
He's
suddenly
actually-
overcome with a desire to find out what he's doing without directly fucking with him. Just to observe the Francis in his natural habitat doing a thing.
He's still boring, but he's actually doing something different for once.
Yeah, Francis is looking at the remains, being like, these have dried out pretty quickly. My advice to you guys is don't put any water in here.
There's a guy in the corner just keeping an eye on things randomly. He looks up from the book he's writing some journal notes into, and he's like, yeah, no shit. I think we're going to come in here with a pint of water and start pouring it in them.
Cain hears it. Oh, okay, never mind. He's just giving unsolicited advice. Got it.
Yeah, the guy looks over and is like, you do realize that, like, a couple weeks ago, Ashley came in, took a small sample of that, and actually added a little bit of water, and when it immediately started to regrow, it got put in that jar at the bottom. That's why this room's restricted. To make sure no one accidentally does that.
Francis looks at the jar. I'm assuming it's notably more full than the rest.
It kind of looks like a moldy, but you can tell it's like the tip of a pinky. But it does look like potentially it could have been cut off a hobo like in the last couple of hours. Yeah, it's been sitting in a jar for like 3 weeks, but it looks like it could have been there for just a few hours. That's why the dude is in there, just as an extra security measure.
He's the dude staring at the fridge.
Yeah, currently he is the fridge dude in the Panopticon.
We don't need these getting out.
Which I find hilarious, considering this was a statement I made before, is that I don't want a Panopticon, and I've just made a Panopticon.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Vision mailed.
Yeah, fish and mailed. So we're gonna have to blow up that room later. Get rid of that.
Yeah, probably.
No, I mean, it's one of those things. Like once Ashley has like a permanent solution that she knows is secure, then all that stuff gets moved out, put into said containment, and goes in the back of a warehouse somewhere.
Yeah. But first, make sure that it gets to a certain point.
Are you sure we just don't chuck it in a volcano?
That's a possibility.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know a ton about US geographics, but I mean, do you have a local volcano in your area?
We have.
Hawaii.
Is that really local?
No.
Local. I have money enough for it to be local.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that is that thing. Like, Elle does have enough personal liquid wealth that they could, in fact, just throw money at a solution.
Who wants to take a vacation?
Uh,
Step 1, we fly over a volcano. Wait, what?
Yeah, the pilots are sitting there going, this is a bad idea, this is a bad idea.
I think there's a good MMA match with Joe versus the volcano. You are old enough to know that joke. Okay.
There actually is a volcano complex near Boston.
Yeah, but
Or Boston,
the thing is, it has
Massachusetts.
to be active.
It's kind of
actually, that's a good question because I was thinking about that, but
We are a little too early for Mount St. Helens.
Yellowstone.
I don't think it's active in the 20s. It's not even active now.
Yeah, I was going
Called
to
the
say there,
Mattapan
like,
Volcanic Complex.
the volcano which is considered that if it goes off will destroy half of America just by exploding, and then potentially destroy the rest of the world in the next 5 years. When's the last time you were aware that this erupted?
Last Thursday.
Exactly. That's why everyone had to go and get in the tanning beds. You couldn't go out and tan because there was too much ash in the sky.
Wait, there's too much ass in the sky.
No, I said ash with an H.
I see.
Yeah.
Also, yes.
Okay.
Yes, there are men from Evil Dead with chainsaws on their arms falling from the sky.
Alright, at the end of the week, you will get some information dealing with well, one of the people from the New York office shows up at the Waystone site to talk to Haugen. This is
But the
somebody
important
who's
thing, I mean, the important thing is, are any PCs looking further into evidence that you did collect?
I mean, Cain will just be doing research when he's bored.
What kind of research are you doing
Yeah, because there is a
specifically?
heavily damaged book that has been getting researched.
Yeah, he's gonna be researching on any of the druidic cults and like more into that demon that was we fought.
Yeah. Did you ever get the name for that?
Pretty sure we did.
Yeah, they did.
Oh yeah, you did. Cross match.
Mhm. He got it especially.
Excuse me. All right. So, for any who wish to be present, there would be like a message sent out to everyone saying, you know, we've found more evidence. You know, we translated a bunch of information from the book for basically those who are interested. You know, you can come in and we'll have a chat. Essentially.
I'd like to hear this.
Yeah,
Francis will be
Yes,
there.
sir.
Elle doesn't do the research themselves, but they will listen to what people find.
Yeah, Cain will too. Cain, though, he still specifically hates witchcraft.
Fair enough, you can hate witchcraft all you want. It's not going to change what information you get.
I know.
So yeah, basically you guys, you meet at a specific time and you come in to the little meeting room, and Hayden's there with Ashley and a few of the other researchers. And you guys come in and get some seats and everything, cups of tea, all that shebang. And Hayden comes up with the file. And there's also a guy that you don't recognize. You haven't seen him around the place. He's standing there. Looks like he kind of looks like he's got that 1920s gangster vibe about him. That's different to the vibe you would get from like gangsters and that in Boston, because this is a guy from the New York office. And when you come in, Hayden will say, give me. Yeah. So he motions to the guy, saying, "This is Mr. Welsh. He's from our New York office. If you've been looking through any of the information that we have here, if you've come across the term Waystone, that's what we use for the other smaller offices." He kind of looks to the guy and says, "Do you want to explain anymore?" And he's like, "No." Nah, it's alright. Because essentially it doesn't really matter that much to you guys right now. But clearly indicating there are more locations.
And that
some of you guys
Waystone
didn't
is
know.
actually growing as well.
Yeah. Because it was intimated when you guys officially joined that this was a new spot being set up. So yeah, whilst everyone gets settled in, he'll look through the files and they say, right, so the journal, the book that Rachel had, you remember that, yes?
Aye.
Okay, so with Mr. Lake's help, we were able to determine a lot of information, because a lot of this is old Italian. Why it's Italian, we're not entirely sure. But at that moment, the door opens and Edwards walks in. If anyone remembers, Brock Edwards, he comes wandering in with one of the other researchers, like he's being escorted. And he's just like, yeah, just grab a seat there. And he just sits at the back watching. Ah, good, you found him. Right, so we're going over the book, he says to him. The information that we've gathered from this, what do you know about Rachel from your interactions? Like, he's specifically asking you guys, what do you know of her from how you've interacted?
I know, I'm just formulating an answer.
Yeah, so am I. I'm trying to think of something.
Well,
The
no,
fact that she's
my
still
answer is
technically alive, even though we sliced her up.
What is that?
and ripped out her heart.
Okay, so not much.
She
Well-
she changed. Well, we weren't looking at her.
Well, that's not what he means.
Do we know if
Yep.
she birthed the bugs, or were they a part of her, or where did they come from?
When Cain jabbed his sword straight into her chest, you clearly got indication. Even if you didn't directly see it, in the aftermath, you would definitely be able to pick up that yes, those spider things appeared to be coming through her back.
So she birthed a bit of sense. But in a longer sense of the thing, she was born somewhere in Europe, maybe the UK, not entirely sure.
Apparently she was
UK in the
killed.
20s?
Yes, I
Okay.
believe it would be.
Alright.
Pretty sure.
Maybe somewhere in the UK was indoctrinated young, or her parents were even members of this other capital O order at the time, and she grew up into life, eventually came across some change of information or looked at it in a different way, and it as far as she's concerned, expanded her vision or mind or whatever the hell she said. And that's when she decided to contact the Caradoc, Carthage, whatever the hell thing it actually is. And basically sold her soul and did some pact deals, whatever. And this is when she decided to go on a burn crazy rampage. I also get the distinct impression that this may have happened within the past 200 years, but no longer.
So yeah, as you're going through that, Hayden just like casually is lighting up a cigarette and you know, folding his arms over the report as he's listening to what you're saying, and then looks towards the researchers as like, Elle doesn't do research. Elle's been in the room a few times when other people were researching things. There's a lot that they just said that's in this report.
Yeah, there's all stuff Rachel told us.
Did any, and he's saying this to the researchers, did anyone think to potentially approach any of them assembled here?
Sorry, boss. Didn't think about that.
There's like the 5-yard circle of them avoiding Cain and Elle.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just kind of sticks a cigarette in his mouth and like he taps a table. Like, well, maybe we should change that in the future.
Ashley
he
looks at
looks-
one of the others.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I
kind of
think
looks
you
towards
should.
Ashley, and there's like, we should change that later.
Yeah.
Look, and he then goes back and looks towards the group and is like, yes, almost spot on as far as we can tell. And he opens up the file. So we have this information. Yes, we don't know why it's in Italian. We assume she learned Italian. Maybe her parents were Italian. Essentially, the translation comes down to. See, it's funny that you mentioned 200 years because, according to the information here that we've been able to cross-reference, she was born in what was the year? Wait a minute, I have the exact year. Why can I not see it on my notes? Oh yeah, according to what she's written here, for her age, she would be born in 1788.
I was going purely based off the dates of the fires that
Yeah.
our good friend Brock over here showed. Oh, also, there were a bunch of dates in that book that Francis showed me. I think those light up with the fires.
A lot of them do.
I would
Yeah,
wager
he
the
shuffles a couple pages extra, and you can actually see the list of numbers from the book, along with a bunch of other numbers. They're kind of offset, so like the 2/3 in the middle line up, and there's a bunch of notes at the side, and you can clearly see there are lists of several like notable great fires or large cases of arson going on that are specifically to these dates, which on reference, on research, these are the dates that these historical events happened.
and I'd wager that the second number following is enough people that die in each fire, or at least the reported ones.
Yeah, and he looks at it and says, actually no,
Oh, really?
we're not 100%. We have a working theory based on some of the other journal entries. A lot of it's very scattered, but the best we can tell is she was born 1788. According to this, and I have a translation note from Ashley here, she kind of side eyes at him as if he's going to fuck up what she wrote, and states, we believe, we think this may be a child misinterpreting what was told. In one of these entries, she claims to have literally been born from the Great New Orleans Fire of 1788. I'm not sure if this
Literally
is-
born, like literally came into creation.
That's what the journal entry seems to say. The style of writing is difficult to translate. Like he motions to Francis. Mr. Lake has done some translation work on this. We've had a few other people taking cracks at it. It is an old dialect at this point, which changes. This again sort of shows. Yeah, that the style of writing fits for this time period, which obviously has changed over the 200 years this book was apparently written over. So we, as I say, we believe that someone may have told her information that she took to mean that she was born off that fire. Whether or not that's what she was literally told and she's misinterpreted, or if they are literally saying, yes, you were 100% fire equals your birth. We don't know, but this is what she claims. Find it difficult to understand, but as far as we can tell at this point, she is a natural human. And
Was a natural
flicks-
human.
I'm getting to that. Yeah, you got the return side glance. I'm getting to it. I'm getting there. And he continues. He goes back to one of our pages. So according to this, you've heard mention of an order, but then also mention of a cult from the detainees. So as best we can tell, the cult refers to Rachel's group, because yes, the information we've gathered is they are members of a druidic group that are, I don't know if this is the name they chose for themselves or if it was given to them. They're called the Order of Lestratio. Out of interest, what's your name again? Oh yeah, Mr. No Bitches.
I'll be like,
Mr. Lee.
Kane's gonna start just
Yeah, unfortunately, the Mr. No Bitches would be out of character.
Mr.
No,
Lake.
I think that's his.
Yeah,
I think that's his title now. Official title.
Yeah, totally. So, Mr. Lake, would you be so kind as to give me a sharp roll?
Sharp roll.
Yes.
Let's see if I can get that level up. I doubt it. Any forwards?
I don't believe you have any forwards. Well, here's the thing. I will ask Karsa something, and she will determine if you get a +1 on this. Or you know what? I'm just gonna ask her in voice. So because he does know Latin,
Yes.
would he have actively been using Latin enough to be able to translate this word?
Yeah, because it would be fairly similar to the Latin. Italian would be
But
very
it is
similar.
literally a Latin word.
Yes, he would be able to.
Okay, fair enough. So, yes, you get a +1 simply because you were taught Latin in your education and you occasionally use it in your job.
Yeah, because it's still being taught in fucking schools.
Yes, but you don't expressly teach Latin.
Nice.
God damn it! No, actually, that's good. You passed. Yes, that means you don't get XP. Haha.
You need to find something that makes you roll cool, man.
Yeah, but this isn't something that you'd be cool for knowing.
No, I'm a fucking nerd.
Well, that's a benefit here, because yeah, as soon as he mentioned Order of Lestratio, that little voice in the back of your head immediately tells you that that changes title to no advancements. Yeah,
No advancements.
yep.
title.
Mr. No Advancements Lake.
No
I mean,
advancements.
for whatever
Lake.
reason, despite being the flake, I have a +2 to sharp.
I mean, to be fair, it actually makes sense, especially for being.
Yeah, that's
you know,
that's what the flake is supposed to be good at. Yeah.
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 Right.
Exactly.
I keep thinking that I should be more adept in weird. I don't know why.
Okay, so what you immediately understand is that lustration or lustratio is how they're pronouncing it. Lustration could be, or well, it is. I don't know if I'm actually saying it right, but this is an archaic term, like from several hundred years ago, that relates to baptism or purification.
Yes. It per the literal translation, it would roughly it would literally translate to baptism or purification, which, considering what they were trying to do with the fire, tracks.
Yes.
Call, not the order.
Oh no.
That's the order.
Yeah, like Hayden states, this is bull. As best we can tell, once we had a name for this order, it's incredibly difficult looking up the order.
Yeah, because you get the order of the
he waits
arrow,
for
order
the-
of skull and bone.
Yeah, he waits for the 0 laughs that's going to get, because it's not intended as a joke. But he will then continue. Yes, so once we had a name, we were able to actually find out more about this. There are very old, sometime in the early 1600s, maybe late 1500s, this group formed. According to some reports, believe it or not, they actually claim responsibility for the Great Fire of London in 1666. As best we can tell, their intent is what most of the detainees have said, the thing about balance. However, the order, they seem to be on a less destructive intent. They want things to be balanced. Meanwhile, according to several journal entries, we're unclear on the exact time, but Rachel grew to some leadership role in this order, and then was excised, I'd say, for being far too extreme.
Yeah,
Because,
so
yeah,
she
yeah, her
intentionally
intent-
created a schism.
Intentional or not, the fact is her methods were deemed too extreme. She wanted to burn the world to ash. So of course she was removed, because that's not the order's intent. So she decided, and the only reference we have to this here, unless she's told the others, is that she decided to add the word profane to her order, which we are going to continue referring to as their cult, as Rachel's cult, for ease. Like, you
And in
notice
case
there
the
are
order ever
multiple
comes looking.
references. Yeah, there's multiple references throughout the wall of text he's got, mentioning the order of profane lustratio. The often is marked with notes of like, what the fuck the name is that? Like, come on guys, be original.
I mean, if I were going to do it and make it sound good, I would call it the Profane Order.
Well, that would say that the order is wrong.
Yes.
But this would be the name for your cult. Anyway, it does not matter, Mr. Wake. Because you're saying this in character. It does not matter,
Yes.
Mr. Wake. Name your cult whatever you would like. Urged to make a godbound joke, but I can't think of the wording. Anyway.
The cult of the untouched.
Yeah.
Cult of the Unprofaned.
Oh man.
Okay.
Well, I mean, to be fair, right? The word lustratio, you could take it as lust ratio. So is he being
yes.
ratioed when it comes to lust?
Yeah, but the ratio is 0.
That's
Yeah.
still ratio.
That's
It's 0 to 100 on you not getting any, and people wanting you. Or I mean, those would actually be the other way around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, he goes through some of the other bits and pieces of history. That the group is, from what they can tell, the group has been around. They've claimed responsibility for a couple of the older Great Fires. There are also a couple more recent events that have been suggested, and what you find out is that there is actually a section marked where it basically supports the claims that Edwards made at the start of this, and that he had found a bunch of information relating to a group claiming responsibility for all of these. But of course, because he's looking at like 56 different books and telling you that this bit here matches that bit and getting out the red string, that's why no one really listened to him.
That's a
Apart from
reporter friend, isn't it?
Yes.
They also did listen to him because they know he went immediately to Francis.
He did not go immediately to Francis.
Darn.
No, it was you wrote something stupid, and he printed it because he thought it was funny and it might be interesting. Until he got demoted for it because it was stupid.
And now he's stuck working with stuff that he knows is in fact the fucking truth, but nobody in a reporter's shop is going to believe him.
Kinda. So yeah.
So he lost either way.
Yes, but he's also one of your enemies in the future.
He's not an enemy.
No, but he's a frenemy.
Rival.
I don't know, maybe.
Rival, frenemy,
Yeah.
whatever. He doesn't like you.
That's all he wants. At the end of the day, he's the one that ran the story.
It's true.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, he goes back to, there's a little bit more explanation in terms of like the language used and everything that supports it, and he then goes back to, now you mentioned before the numbers associated with his dates. That brings up a very interesting chapter of this book, and he brings up, he's got the box that the book's in. As far as we can tell, this is basically it is mundane, essentially. There's nothing about the book particularly special other than the connection with, I suppose, the remains. Of course, because you sliced the fuck out of her, when you see the book, it is like there's a lot of it kind of looks like old scar tissue essentially all over like the cover and stuff, and then of course there's this big chunk missing. In one spot of this, there are several pages with, we had to piece parts on together, that talk about the summoning rituals. And that's where the name Korthanach came up. As best we can tell, this demon entity likes to make deals. And that's why she's still technically alive. He expressly leaves a moment there for it to sink in, just so that everyone's aware of what you did to her.
I know what I did to her. I was there.
Oh yeah, no, I'm talking about what you did with the remains.
Yeah, she's not human. I don't care.
I know.
Not the first former.
Dramatic pause in the episode of X-Files.
Yeah, and then they look over at L. L's like, "What? I know what I did.
What do I care?
We know what happened. We were there when it happened.
I specifically did it for the reason you're mentioning."
Yeah.
And he'll be like, "Yes, I am aware that I have left a living being to basically sit in barrels of acid. I did that for a reason, because I don't want her regenerated."
Well, it's a good thing we're on the same page. So yes, we've basically run as much as we can on this. Based on what she's saying in the chapter here, her deal with Carthonage is if she gives them souls, she gains extra life for each soul. Apparently, this does not count anyone who dies in the arsons she creates. This is specific to her cult members.
So she was, in fact, going to sacrifice them and run.
Yes.
Called it.
That's
Well,
definitely what it
walk,
seems.
but
Yes, she's
You
going to
get what I mean?
Casually leave after sacrificing these people.
Yeah, because cool people don't look at explosions. But they do casually walk in front of them.
Okay, the chandelier falls on your head and you take 18 harm and die as you're pulverized through the floor.
more
Not
like
account-
she would,
not accounting for armor.
more like she would calmly walk out of a blaze as if nothing was wrong, and the fire doesn't touch her because it doesn't.
Exactly. Yes, apparently she is afforded protection from all fire.
Would explain why the book wasn't burning as easily.
I
we
see.
can't exactly explain the connection between this.
Pretty decent plan, all things considered. You're gonna sacrifice your followers, lead them to a place, close it all off, start a fire. You're fine. I'm going to assume this deal included the accompanying ability of being able to breathe in smoke.
She has immunity to all fire and smoke.
Okay.
And it does
Whether it
seem...
comes to smoke, we don't 100% know. But clearly she is unaffected by fire and its effects. By
and
being linked with a fire entity.
But not acid. Thank goodness.
no, but unfortunately, it does seem like she's going to be in that acid for a long time.
I mean, is there
Yeah,
anything
That's
stopping
why
us from...
that's why those barrels are going to be tended to by
Well,
top men.
As you could see when we figured out how many people possibly have died underneath her, there's about 96.
And how many years would it be calculated that she might have gotten off of each of them?
According to the information in the book, 1. Now, that 96 is what she has left.
Yeah, she's done a lot more, but
Yes,
96 are
the-
still there.
He actually takes out one of the sheets and like slides it across the table so that everyone can see and read it. Based on our calculation, she's roughly in her late 40s. She's been at that point in life for 140 years. And still has 96.
Left.
Yes, apparently the deal is, as you say, she collects people, summons Carthonage to commit the effects that she wishes, which is, her own cult's desire to burn the world piece by piece. Apparently, she expressly made a point to not try and destroy the entire world in one go. She wanted to do it bit by bit. So yeah, she is afforded this this right and this life extension, shall we say, for every cult member she hands to Carthonage.
This just sounds like a deal for immortality with extra steps.
Pretty
Kind of.
much.
As best we can see, this is how Carthonage offered the ability to do what she wanted to do, which was burn the world.
Except she never achieved it.
Apparently, she was trying to be vindictive about it, and it seems to be her downfall.
Indeed.
Well, if Carthonage wants souls,
I
if the
suppose
entire
it's
world died, he'd never get any more after a certain point, so he would want her to continually fail.
I suppose actually Yeah, that it kind of works, at least from a like having a. If you're going to live as long as you're doing a task, and you have to at least attempt to do the task, by having a task that is, for all intents and purposes, impossible, you could keep doing it for a very, very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's why the journal entries become very difficult to really translate fully, because there are pages upon pages of mad ramblings that clearly she did
okay,
not
I'll be back.
bank on the effect immortality may have on the mind.
Also, just that it's pretty hard to burn the entire world.
Yeah, the human body is mortal. The mind is not meant to have that much information.
Her mind broke because she's weak.
Yeah, Hayden kind of glances towards Elle and just like,
Yeah, like I said, AFK.
we're not all okay, fine. Well, for those of us who are mortals, maybe, but we're not all cut from the same cloth.
We never are.
Exactly. But yeah, so it would seem that 140 years has definitely taken its toll. And yes, towards the back of it, we did encounter several extra parts. A lot of this is broken up with various summoning rituals, rites, spells and incantations, the like, from multiple different systems, I suppose you could say. And yes, as best we could tell, the ritual that you interrupted was specific to this Korthanach demon. The other one that we were able to piece together, again, a lot of this information is broken and rambles. The other major one, which I believe Mr. Lake, unfortunately being AFK right now, that Mr. Lake was able to partially translate, is effectively a spell to wipe someone's mind of recent events and tell them what they believe. Which brings up the issue with her cult members of just how many actually followed her, honestly. Which is something of a problem in my mind. Your group may not care. You know, actions are actions, but
No, I straight up told them that you were in the room with one of them, that I thought that they were being manipulated. Cool.
to be completely honest with you, at that point, I genuinely believe they were simply manipulated through mundane means,
Well,
rather than being. He kind of scoffed in a "I want a better term" manner when he says this, like through
magic, you could say it.
yeah, magical means. I
Yeah,
really hate that crap.
Well, you can hate it all you want. They use it.
Yes.
I was also under the impression that it was just mundane at the time.
Mm.
It is the unfortunate thing of, even if you wipe somebody's memories and tell them what they believe, there is still an old part of them in there. That is why Bonnie and Lilith were so easy talking to killing somebody.
Yes. About that, the if you at all care, he sent us to the group. Further investigation would seem that Lilith is the one that directly killed the musician, as I said before. Apparently, her and Bonnie were sent there under the guise of other staff within the building, specifically with the intent to poison and kill the pair, Miss White and Mr. Blue.
Yes, they were more than likely serving staff assigned to the ring.
And
Yeah.
it seems like it
not
was
Prenton,
due
also-
to the deals that they had made.
Yes, I'm going to be looking into the one that I brought from the musician. Just decided to take some R&R time.
Yeah, the whole thing with the deals, there are some pages talking about information about these deals, that she was apparently acting as an agent of Carthage in this. Thus, their souls were the price of actually summoning the demon here. As for terms, she does not list them here. So,
No.
I believe you have a document.
Yeah, the box I
That-
brought you.
Yes,
From the
that's the only case we have of this.
I would caution having your guys read it.
Yes, essentially, my plan right now is to treat that as a bomb. It remains in the box. I am not letting anyone investigate that.
L raises an eyebrow at that, of the not letting anyone.
He looks it out and then adds off my own staff. I do not want anyone untrained and unable to deal with magical consequences fucking with it.
Okay, I'm back.
Says that L takes a drink of the whiskey that they have in their hand.
Yeah, it's basically just he's making a point of he's not allowing any of his people to mess with it. Under the basis of he has no idea what it might do, any kind of protections that might be on it. But it's I mean, I'm kind of treating this as that thing where for all your characters may not have like superhuman abilities and shit. You're all human plus essentially. You know, your main characters in the story. You're not NPCs. You know?
we have partial plot armor.
Not exactly. I mean, not from you. You got pounded into the floor by a chandelier.
Well, Ashley and Hayden know that L is a little bit more than even what you guys are. So,
I mean, it's still just the fact of these people are not normal, random, everyday folk.
yeah.
A lot of the researchers at Waystone actually are just random, everyday people who needed a job and happened to end up here. You know, not everyone's on like secret government lists of people who know super important things. Some of them just applied for a researcher job and then got picked and said, "Hey, we'll work over there." And now they're here.
Throwing up their lunch every other day.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, this is that thing where like in the SCP thing, like most people that work there are not O5 members. They're not people that are altered. They're random everyday dudes who needed a job. I just do that job.
And throw out their lunch every other day.
Yeah. But that is one of the things stated. If you're going to take a research job here, you better have a strong stomach. And
Anyway.
several people lied on their applications.
And then there are a few that actually had something happen in their past, but they don't have the power that you guys have to go after things, so they took a backseat. So.
I mean, some of us don't technically have power either. We just get really, really lucky.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's my point. I mean, like, no, you actually do have a power.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Like, you have to expressly be a flaky boy in order to be able to put the red string out there and it actually makes sense. I don't know, maybe it's the universe is failing to subdue just how crazy you are. And that you actually have reality warping abilities that makes your ramblings make sense.
I mean, look at it this way. It took months, maybe even years of research on Brock's part to come up with what he did. He could scatter the newspapers into the air, and you'll look at it and go, Oh yeah, but you missed like these 3 specific points that actually says that we should be over here, not over there.
Exactly.
And he
You
says,
know what?
what?
Fair point.
Ah!
Yes, we're all technically the news guy is technically a flake as well, due to just how I use the playbooks as a template for characters. They don't actually have those abilities, or they have that ability just massively cut down. Like,
Yeah, they think they see a
Ella
bigger
saying.
picture, but not the pattern it withholds.
Right.
And it is also literally that point, as Ella's saying there, where you could fall into a newspaper cabinet, newspapers all over the room, you take one look at it and you now know exactly what it is. Edwards couldn't
Fair
do
enough.
that. He would need to actually sit and read through stuff and literally get the red tape out.
All right, Mr. Hayden, is there anything else?
It depends what the assembled group wish to continue with.
Well, I have a potential idea for a long-term solution for Rachel, but it'll take a lot of effort to pull off. And if it fails, it'll go terribly wrong.
How will it go terribly wrong?
Well, my idea, if Carthage wants her so bad, we rip open a hole and give her to him.
Okay.
I see nothing wrong with this plan.
I did
Fre-
say if it
Francis
goes wrong,
says-
it'll go terribly wrong.
In the cadence of a teacher who has just overheard a bunch of students conspiring to do something stupid.
Kane's gonna flick open his lighter. You got a better plan?
Okay,
No.
at the point of making the suggestion of opening a portal, you clearly see there is a negative reaction on Hayden's part. Not in terms of oh no, fuck this is a bad idea, but just he kind of has there's a moment where you could swear he's got like 1,000-yard PTSD stare.
We are, as far as I can tell, sitting on a potential place of power. We are potentially in the perfect place to do the ritual. Well, specifically the henge further on.
You mean we're on
Alright,
ley
good.
lines? Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying? L?
I don't know. Not all places of power are based on ley lines.
Well, we
Oh,
have
really?
found that ley lines seem to converge here and make a nexus point. That's why we feel like the Waystone may be a portal that just is not open yet.
Yes. This will take a lot of preparation, and I'm talking months. And the materials needed would be dependent on what ritual we need, which we would need to find them all. Unfortunately, no one off the top of my head. And then we would need to find people to perform the ritual.
Well, we do have a sizable staff and a very large library.
I doubt you have a ritual we need. Ripping a hole in reality is not something done lightly.
No, it is not.
No.
But that said, it would still be worth having the researchers go through what you have just in case.
Of course
have
we could
other
do that.
studies.
But I do know that here we have nothing about that. Maybe somewhere else like New York City.
I mean, if we really, really wanted to go balls to the wall on this, we could raid the Vatican. They'd have one.
Yeah, there is actually that look of, oh fuck, that's a bad idea.
That's not a good idea.
Yeah, Hayden leans back. Yes, I would rather not engage in open combat with the Vatican,
Kane like kind of
and likely not
One
for
of
the
his
reasons
eyebrows.
you assume.
when Kane's eyebrows kind of cock up a little bit. Raid the Vatican, I hear, huh? Sounds like fun.
Well, no, and you get a look. You look at El's face, and there's kind of the thing of they are seriously considering it, and then they're like, "Yeah, our force is big enough."
I don't think we would survive the Vatican. However,
That is the only thing holding El back.
I am sure we have other means that we could eventually get some of this research done. It's just not currently here. We may have to go to New York for it. After all, this is a recent
So what I'm hearing is road trip.
site.
What? No, what to deal with that?
Aw, bored here.
And you think sitting in a library for weeks on end is going to make you any less bored?
You're gonna be bored
if
out
I-
of your bored.
Francis turns him. You've
Not you.
literally just spent a week following me.
Okay, you're even more boring.
If I could just circle back around for a moment, is there any reason we have to be dealing with this right now? Like,
No.
is this
No.
okay?
No, but we're trying to
So
find
we're making a
more
lot of plans for things that
permanent-
may not matter.
Well, this is a more permanent situation. I think he's trying to get for Rachel, who is currently.
That was only an idea, not something it was. Let's get on this now. As long as we can keep her contained in the acid, we have upwards of 96 years.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got time to work this out.
I mean, I
Good
doubt
idea.
she's getting out anytime soon.
Throw
Either
some of the
way.
interns at it.
I can send some interns off to New York City. A few of them could go that way, and maybe we'll find something.
I will put in a call and see if they can find something potentially.
It will take some time, I'm
do have-
sure. It's not
There
going
are
to
a
be
few other
anytime
options,
soon.
remember. There are a few other options, remember.
Yes, that's true. After all, we are, well, rather large order.
Wait, the order. I'll stand up.
He didn't. Yeah. Immediately, everyone has to take at least 3 harm from the mountain of enemies that pour out of the walls to arrest you guys for being bad. The other one being the person that creeps up behind Karsa and bonks her in the head for 7 harm.
Ouch!
Are you attempting to expand upon things with bad sentences?
No, I'm trying to figure out another name for it.
Group would be fine.
With a rather large group, that will work.
I mean, the whole thing is, this was explained before, that this is a small, this is a relatively small, newly opened site. Waystone has been around for centuries.
Yeah, it says. Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What we got? Beyond that, no, I don't really have anything to add.
Well, I thought you might like some closure on this, because yes, the permanent solutions to the Rachel issue are sometime down the line.
There is a much faster way.
And that is.
Summon Carthanet, kill it on this plane.
My understanding, you did.
No, we just sent it back.
So you would bring it back here, kill it on this plane, and that would help destroy the situation.
Because if Carthanet was dead, it wouldn't be able to power the deal anymore that it had with Rachel. At least that's my understanding.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. You kill the power source, you kill the spell.
Yeah,
Well,
Or in
the
this case,
question-
curse, whatever it is.
Yeah, Hayden will point out as he's lighting up another smoke. The question I would have there is, how exactly do you bring it onto this plane in such a way as it is here?
That's
rather than
another
via
ritual.
avatar?
Again, not an idea that I'm. That was a joke. The amount of power we would need to bring it here is not anything to be taken lightly.
And
That
sure.
was my assumption.
Yeah. So if that is
I mean, to be fair, my understanding from
Well, you can look them. Well, the other thing is, if you can find a way, to permanently destroy the book, that is the connection between Carthage and Rachel. That should kill him too.
Well, further to my understanding, your whip should have been enough.
There's a lot more power in that than you think.
No, I like stabbing it, to be fair. It was fun.
Your sword isn't going to do much to it.
I know.
Do you have any
Maybe over-
suggestions of us getting rid of the book?
Not right now. I think it's useful. We have the problem contained. Might as well learn what we can from it.
So if my understanding is we are going to be sending some of my interns to the New York office and
handle-
looking for research on possibly sending Rachel away. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't we need to specifically send any of your people there? We have telephones. We could send a telegram.
We could.
Is it a singing telegram?
No.
No,
No,
you get shot. if you sing
unfortunately,
Telegram.
yeah, she gets shot at the door. She doesn't get past the first 2 lines.
Yes.
Are you surprised I got that reference? Or made that reference?
No. What that I'm going to state here right now, do not state what that reference is. Anyone in the comments who knows that reference, put it in.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like a plan.
I was just surprised
We
Nathaniel
challenge
didn't
you
get it
to
first, but else
understand
when you were talking.
He's stubborn, he's sick.
You know, there is such thing as white magic, as it
Oh,
were.
don't start with that nonsense.
It's not good or evil magic, it's how you use it.
Exactly.
I could cast a spell to bring you back from the dead if I really had the ambition. Would you call me a necromancer? An evil necromancer?
No, I'd call you a fool because bringing somebody back from the dead usually comes with consequences for both the person who did it and the person who did it.
Yeah,
Though
sometimes
not
dead is better.
technically illegal.
No, true.
There are suddenly screams.
Much
from
like
the-
faking your own death, bringing someone back from the dead is not technically illegal.
Yes, unmurder is not illegal.
Although you maybe could be able to make an argument that it constitutes some form of practicing medicine without a license.
Or desecration of remains.
I'd be willing to give you that one.
I mean, it depends on how you gain those remains, probably. I don't know.
I
I'm
wonder
not-
if you had permission from the remains, like family or next of kin, because desecration of remains doesn't apply to like religious practices. If we could argue that if the person's family were to argue that these were simply a part of their private religious practices which they wish to perform, then desecration of remains would not come in.
Fair
I
enough.
believe the problem with that would be you need to legally have a religion with those practices first.
Ah, but what defines a religion?
Isn't that El's
Well, many
back.
years from now, there will be a study taken which a bunch of people will write down Jedi on the belief that 30,000 signatures makes a religion. It does not, by the way.
Hey,
Hey,
also in
it
the
worked.
future, there will be the religion of the flying spaghetti monster as an actual recognized religion.
Hey, we do not want word about the flying spaghetti monster getting out to the general public yet.
I mean, he's
Okay.
a cool dude. Why not?
The
wait,
people
wait,
cannot handle the truth.
Hold on.
Cool.
Nothing exists too?
Yeah.
Yes.
Francis looks at him. Even I knew that.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Yeah, see, fortunately, the flying spaghetti monster did get enough, public support. The Jedi religion didn't.
It
Which I find
eventually did.
hilarious.
It eventually did.
No,
It's
didn't.
on the
It is not-
it's on our
it is
census
not-
now.
It is not a legally defined religion. is on the census. If memory serves, it's on the censuses because enough people said it that they put it in as an option, but it's not legally considered a religion.
Ah, but you're
Fair.
forgetting one very important thing, dear sir.
Yeah, First Amendment doesn't need to be legally
This is
recognized.
taking place in America.
Yeah.
Religion is what you define it.
Yes, which is why you have like 43,000.
Yep.
And we really need to stop doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, where was it where there was this great list of like future events and predictions, and one of them was that by the year 2045, 1 out of 3 Americans will worship at least one mass murderer.
Wait, what?
And
I
Yeah.
believe that. I'd believe that.
Wow.
What was that from?
I don't know. Moving on.
That's gonna drive me crazy now.
I'd
And
have
the
to
funny thing
hazard
is-
by it being by 2045, always something to do with cyber.
No, it was Nobilis. It was the Nobilis core book. That was it. Yes.
Alright, moving
So-
on.
And in
yeah,
Transmetropolitan, it was estimated that a new religion was founded every 3 seconds.
Okay,
So,
let's get back on track,
essentially-
please.
Essentially, the important part of the meeting is basically over. Like we have some possible solutions to the containment issue, or the containment slash garbage bag issue. Yeah.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna go get drunk.
Sounds like a fantastic idea.
Now, Mr.
Hayden
Hayden,
will,
if we are finished, I would like to take a day off and go spend some time with my husband.
There's an eyebrow raise on mention of the husband there.
Yes, Mr. Hayden.
He kind of then just casually motions out the door. You are free to leave whenever you choose. You are not
Mhm.
beholden.
You are given permission. You may go. We release you.
You are
Nathaniel
free.
waves his hands around.
Mm-hmm.
Thine husband awaits.
Ashley will head off and
I mean, the funny thing about that is that the specification of the husband is married to his work. He essentially has zero time for her. And
she's
on the
trying
verge
so
of
hard.
smacking
She
him in the face with the wedding ring.
she is trying really hard, giving him like this last chance.
Yeah, like Elle would definitely know this from having several conversations with her. That she's 100% on the verge of leaving his ass
Yeah.
because he clearly has no idea what he's got married to.
When Elle
Yeah,
says something about, well, did I get drunk? Kane's gonna point at him, that sounds like a good idea. Best
Yeah.
idea of the night.
All up until a new disaster strikes.
Mhm.
the
Yeah,
minute
just-
Kane, the minute Kane goes to take a drink, something happens. God.
Yep, pretty much. So Hayden will like stand up with the slight indication of a dodgy right knee and just be, well, thank you all for coming along. Hopefully that gives some closure. And he just kind of motions to the door, like,
I
"Doors
had
up
enough.
there."
I had enough closure as soon as I ripped her heart out.
Fair.
And I'll let everybody else leave. Turn over to Hayden. Right before they leave, to look at Hayden. I can probably fix that knee for you.
And at this point, he's like walked around the table with the cane, just kind of leaning on it. As much as I might accept, I agreed to the price, and he starts moving out.
Fair enough. No, heads up to the bar.
Yeah, he pauses on like walking out the door, looks back, but yeah, I'm assuming that's Elle's on the gets a leaf as well, and it says, "I do appreciate the offer, though. Thank you."
Yeah, no problem. Al goes upstairs, slaps a $20 bill on the bar, grabs one of the bottles they normally drink from.
Yeah, like it's gotten to the point that as soon as you do that, there's already like Jack's already reaching for the bottle. Here you go. And passes it over.
Kane's already at the usual table he usually sits at with his own bottle.
With the obvious price difference between the two.
Yeah, you've got like the skankiest, most gut rot 4X bottle. 'Cause you just want something that's like 8 million % proof. The harder and more likely to kill me, the better.
As Cain would put it, if fabric heals outside boo boo, alcohol fixes inside boo boo.
I mean, to be fair, I'm kind of off the implication I have from how Elle kind of reacts to that sort of idea. You know, the outside world is cold and hard, but other things are soft and warm.
Yeah, pretty much.
It has better coping mechanisms than being an absolute drunkard with the hardest booze possible. You know, I actually
into the pool. What is your wisdom?
I find it funny that like literally the only reason that Brandy keeps going to the archives bar is on account of her father as a major supplier because of Cain. He drinks all
Who likes his moonshine?
of the Hill family moonshine.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
that is your official drink. It's Hellshine.
well, Brandy also has a fascination towards Elle
Well, yeah.
Never.
as well.
Yeah, but
Hey,
this is how they
don't-
ran into each other.
Yeah.
You don't knock the hellshine apple pie until you've tried it.
Hell shine.
No,
No.
Hellshine.
No, hell, as in the thing that when the ground is higher.
Oh, hill.
You can
Yeah.
say that all you want. We all call it
Hellshine.
Hellshine.
Yeah, you can totally call it Hellshine if you would like. I'm simply stating its factual name based on the surname of its creator.
Fair.
I mean, Hillshine Moonshine is a brand, I believe.
Well,
Okay,
I made
I'm
it
gonna-
up based on a name.
I
Yeah,
have
it's
no
not
idea. I
trademarked.
know. I know the actual one brand they actually sell legally, which tastes like absolute dog crap.
If it's being sold legally, it's not moonshine.
I know it's not, but it's just that's what it's supposedly quote unquote is. But it just it tastes horrible.
Moving on.
Right, well,
Francis will get himself a. Francis will get himself a scotch, which he will sip slowly as he contemplates trying to get back to his office without killing himself.
And we'll
Okay.
get one of Jack's famous sandwiches.
He just ostracizes the sandwich.
No, he does not osmosize the sandwich.
He makes
He makes
decent
the
sandwiches.
He makes the sandwich through professional means of also being a pretty decent chef.
It
Oh, fair enough.
is good sandwich.
L 100% has the money and connections to order food in a time before fast food. L doesn't because Jack's sandwich is pretty decent.
Also, Jack is here in the room where I'm at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
furiously making a sandwich that looks really fucking good.
It is good sandwich. Kane's had a few of them.
Sandwich.
He's
Kane's
just
also
so-
had his hangover egg dish.
Yeah. Kane's also had the what him and Jack like to refer as wake up juice.
Oh yes, the wake up
Yeah.
juice.
Yeah, it's one of those things. You bring him in, you check if he's dead. Okay, I've got a slight pulse, but he's still dropping his arm like he's dead. Get me the wake up juice, and then you get that entire scene out of Back to the Future Part 3.
Yes. That's what I'm saying.
And the only two things you know that are in it for sure are coffee and cocaine.
and hot sauce. That's the only other thing. Because of how
Well, there-
spicy it comes out.
There's a mystery fourth item that nobody's ever sure, and every time you ask Jack, he just gives you that stare of. Fine. Done asking.
Yes, cocaine, as in Coca-Cola cocaine.
With cocaine.
Still cocaine.
Yeah.
Anyway, I believe that wraps us up for this mystery. So now you may
Jack, I want
take
your blood.
1 luck back.
No, hey, I haven't spent any.
Okay, and
That's great. You stay at exactly what you're at.
I know,
any-
right?
anything that you had, what's it?
Yeah, like officially, you've had a week in game, like between
can-
like now and when the previous events were.
So you can heal
Your-
yourselves
everything's
up.
taken care of. Yeah, so no
And
one
that's-
was seriously wounded. Your boo-boos are fine.
You're back.
Reset back to 0.
You're back to 0, and your luck is
You got ghost's blood. Do cocaine about it.
if you have failed, like all your level ups will now be working in the next session.
Just gotta get that post-nut clarity.
Mhm.
What even is an STD?
And let me see here. Is there anything else we need? Oh, if you have anything that's supposed to end at the end of a story or a mystery that has ended, and you will start anew there as well.
So next session, I get to start with my connect the dots.
Yes.
Yay!
Yes.
Wait, does this mean we get to throw dots at him and then he connects them?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes,
Dots.
like,
I haven't had that
we
candy in a
do-
while.
We do a little on the next episode, flash forward where you walk in and there's just a whole pile of coasters and a little sign next to it saying dots.
Okay.
I like
was
that.
gonna
It's
say,
cute.
I like the implication of the idea of give Cain a frying pan, have L throw like, just like toss a bunch of the dots candy
No.
at him.
You know, my
Use the
husband
frying
normally
pan.
fails his
Is it bad? Is it
his
bad?
roles. My husband normally fails his roles, but for the life of him, he cannot fail.
Damn,
I mean-
Dots candy wouldn't even be invented for another 20 years.
Because he does not get to level up. I just saw his character sheet. He's definitely not able to level up.
I mean, you
To
could
be
go through
fair-
the chat log to see if he.
Mixed success is the expected result.
Yeah.
I gotta AFK. I'll be back.
All right. So
I mean, we're at the end
We are at
for
the end.
today.
we're at
correct?
the end. We are absolutely at the end. If there's nothing else, we can call it right here.
Yeah, because I'm actually starting to doze. I've kind of got my eyes closed in front of me.
I vote to cause at least one harm to Francis. Because of how boring it is.
What did you expect from a school teacher?
Something a little bit more entertaining.
No, I'm not having sex with the students.
Oh, let's not go there.
Hold on. Hold on. You were the only one that said that.
Yes.
Wow.
So now we have to
It's been
investigate.
But it's been implied twice.
No, it hasn't.
No, it hasn't.
Yeah, it is.
No, it
Not
hasn't.
in game. I did out of game as a
No.
joke.
Oh, then I need to change my notes again.
Oh, wow.
They're going to be investigating
I-
that.
That might not be a good thing.
I mean, it's a college. Everybody's a consenting adult.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but.
Even then, Francis is notably the 40-year-old virgin.
Which means he probably doesn't have the ability. Yeah.
No, he just doesn't have the charisma.
No, he's just boring as shit.
It's not that you don't have
What?
the charisma. It's that you don't do anything.
-1 cool, just +1 to charm. People listen to him. but they don't like him.
No,
I mean-
that's not what that means. That just means you freak out a lot.
Oh, fair enough.
Cool does not mean like I'm the cool edgy dude or like bruh, I'm the cool surfer. Cool is how well do I maintain my composure.
Oh,
Yeah.
Charm is your charisma stat. You actually are charismatic. You just don't do anything.
Yeah, you don't.
Interesting.
You've got more charisma than Cain.
You literally just go from your office to the bar. That's why you can't get a date.
no, office, classroom, library, bar.
The classroom is part of your office.
Still. It's the fact that you don't do anything.
And
Okay.
I like to think that Francis has a house that he just never uses. He
You know
just
what,
sleeps
that's
in his office.
That's it. Cain's just gonna go raid your house, find whatever food he can, and just raid it.
You're welcome to.
If you can find it.
Well, no, that's the
Hell,
thing.
have
you
my
can have
ways.
it.
Yeah, say you find out the address for Francis' house, and then you learn that he's never there. You're just like, I'm just gonna crash here.
Fuck it. Cause you gotta work, shower, and actual house. Oh hey, oh shit, it's even got a garage. Fuck yeah.
I don't even have to pay for it.
I like this idea. This is canon now.
Yeah, so that week you were following Francis, he stopped by his house once, and it was just to get his mail. He didn't even go inside.
Yeah, you float. Even if you didn't float the idea to Francis, you hear a knock on wherever it is you're staying. Here's a key.
Fuck. It's just Cain seeing the house, seeing the garage. Oh fuck yeah, it's even got a garage. Hell yeah. Okay. Let's do this shit.
So now you got a haven?
He's technically got a Haven light.
No, you have a house. It's not a haven because it comes with no practical
Oh
benefits.
yeah, fair house. Other than
It's a haven,
havens are actually really useful.
Yeah, they are very useful.
That's actually one thing I actually plan on getting.
Actually,
After
I think
another
we
level
might, I think we might find out what a haven does next session.
Yes, because we have a possible new person coming with us next session. But that's just a tease right now. We'll find out.
Cain.
On next
Painful.
time, Waystone Mysteries. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate it. Have a wonderful day and goodbye.